What's going on, everyone? After a long hiatus, I am finally back with a new episode. My name is Vance and this is my weekly show where I talk about everything that has happened in the past week. And let's kick things off with entertainment news. And in the only bit of entertainment news, the Rugrats is being revived with new episodes and also a live action film. Nickelodeon Paramount has ordered 26 episodes of the revival and also a CGI film. Surprisingly enough, production has already started on the shows with the original creators as executive producers. No word yet if the original cast is coming back for the show, but the movie is set to be released on November 19th, 2020. To be honest, I'm a little surprised by everybody's reaction of this news coming out about a Rugrats revival. I mean, it was a beloved show and I understand that, but normally when people see that something is going to be revived from their childhood, a great example is Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, they kind of have a major backlash and kind of towards just hate it instantly. I mean, I never seen Teen Titans Go, but from what I've seen, I think it's actually okay. It's not terrible, but I mean, from the original Teen Titans, it's not the same. And it's just surprising to me how everybody's really cheering on Rugrats to have a revival when everything is being revived and everybody's kind of like going against it. But what do I know? But now on to sports news. And in the first bit of sports news, and probably the biggest sports news to come out this week, Kawhi Leonard has been traded from the San Antonio Spurs to the Toronto Raptors for DeMar DeRozan. This comes after a month-long stand-up between Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs after Kawhi Leonard has requested to leave the team. Details on the trade is that the Raptors have traded DeMar DeRozan, Jacob Poeltl, and a 2019 top 20 first-round pick to the San Antonio Spurs for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. And to be completely honest, I don't think there's too many winners in this trade. I mean, they both get great players, there's no doubt about it. But Kawhi Leonard doesn't get to go to LA, which he has been requesting for the month-long standoff. He wanted to play for the Lakers or the Clippers because that's where he grew up. But the San Antonio Spurs wouldn't trade him because they wouldn't get anything back. And at the same time, I feel really bad for DeMar DeRozan because DeMar DeRozan was one of the most loyal players for the Toronto Raptors, but it kind of shows how the Toronto Raptors run as a franchise because they just fired their coach of the year, Dwayne Casey, and now they just traded one of their all-time around best players. And after DeMar DeRozan signed a $154 million deal to stay as their franchise player, to me, I think it was just really low of the Toronto Raptors, and now after the Toronto Raptors have fired Dwayne Casey and they traded one of their best assets, I just think so low of the Toronto Raptors as a franchise, to be quite honest. I mean, I don't think they're going to be better than the 76ers, and it's a lot because the 76ers are very good right now, but then there's Boston with Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward and Jason Tatum, it just doesn't fit. It just, like, Kawhi Leonard won't be the only guy just to beat Boston Celtics if that's what they're planning on doing to get to the finals. And in the last bit of sports news, Carmelo Anthony has been traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Atlanta Hawks. Details on the trade is that Carmelo Anthony has been traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Atlanta Hawks for guard Dennis Schroeder. It has been reported that once the deal is finalized, the Atlanta Hawks plan to waive Carmelo Anthony, and the Houston Rockets are most likely to sign Carmelo Anthony once he has been waived. And coming from a diehard Knicks fan and a huge Carmelo Anthony fan when he was with them, it's not good. He's on the decline, guys. Like, I mean, I understand if you need a forward, but Carmelo Anthony isn't a starting forward anymore. And he thinks he's still a starting forward, which is insane, but that's the reason why he left Oklahoma City, because he was asked to play a backup role and he just kind of declined the backup role. To me, it's just, I've seen this guy's career rise and fall with the New York Knicks, and we would probably still have him if, Phil Jackson didn't become, Phil Jackson, and not in the good way. And now on to nerd news. And in the biggest piece of nerd news, James Gunn has been fired from directing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The move comes after old tweets where James Gunn talks about pedophilia and rape. Tweets came to light after conservative website The Daily Caller dug up the old tweets that were mostly posted in 2008 and 2009. James Gunn directed both Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which were very successful for Disney and Marvel, racking up $773 million and $868 million consecutively. James Gunn has actually been writing the third movie, with productions to start in Atlanta in the fall with a 2020 release date. Here's what I'll say about this. I'm not defending the tweets at all. I'm not defending James Gunn's tweets. I'm more against Disney for the move they made. Because this was in 2008 and 2009 when James Gunn wasn't even associated with Disney at all. And I understand the tweets are bad. The tweets are really bad. But this was pretty much a smear campaign against James Gunn for some odd reason. And the guy who dug him up, people have found out, was convicted of rape. And it just doesn't make sense to me, really. Because why? Because I honestly don't know what this guy did to James Gunn. I don't know what James Gunn did to this guy. But to me, it's like he knew he wasn't going to be affected by this in any way, shape, or form. But he knew with the outrage culture as it is today that so many people would be affected by this. And that's the kind of crazy thing about outrage culture now these days. It's like, I'm gonna get a lot of hate on this, but people get offended by literally everything. Like, I've seen people get offended because their baby's formula isn't gluten-free. Like, shut the hell up, honestly, because it's kind of annoying, and I'm like, they'll get mad at just crazy things. I can really go on and on about this, but it'll be like a 24-minute video, and I try not to do that anymore. But that about wraps it up for today's show, but I would love to know what you think in the comment section down below. If you want to watch my last video, then click right here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, then click right here. And if you want to stay in touch, then my Twitter is @TheVanceWallace. Like, comment, and share, and I will see you next time.